Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Craig here on the Bond Knock. I haven't made a video in a while. Actually, I take that back. I made a whole bunch of different clips, I think, but when I would look at it, I would think, oh, that's pathetic. Mostly because I just have no power, man. This injury to my leg, it's gotta be a ligament. Or maybe a ACL or something. You know, not a whole lot you can do about those. There's some surgical repair, but I don't know what it is. But this is Monday, I think, so that would put it at over 2 weeks. But I still, as soon as I feel good, I would go do something in the shop or whatever and get through it, and then that evening or the next morning feel it, which is again what happened yesterday, because I did a bunch of stuff yesterday. We actually picked up the doors for the shop house yesterday, and they're very heavy. Walking on my leg is kind of like, it's like walking on a stilt. I'm careful to center my leg when I walk so that my femur balances on top of my tibial plateau there, and move my leg forward. There's no real pain when I walk, but I can feel the pressure. And then when I sit and relax, that's when pain comes. It was pain last night during my sleep. I got up, I took 2 500 milligram paracetamol, which prior instances paracetamol, that stuff would knock out any body pains and aches I had, but it has not even phased it. My whole body, my arms and everything hurt now, because there was a big old cement post to drag all the way over here. Had to have my wife help me with that one, so she probably feels it too. As a matter of fact, she's sick. She feels sick. So I don't know if it's something else or what, but I like making videos where I'm, doing stuff and showing stuff and educating people on the don't do it like this spectrum. But just haven't been able to, man. But I did, we have done a few things. We got the windows in, of course, and we have a couple parts of the walls to do, and I got to work on the bathroom, man. Bought the toilet and all that. It's getting to a point though, if I can't walk, man, this is one of those forever injuries, like you're always going to have an unstable knee joint. It's like with football, it's like what they call a career-ending injury. So if my career doing construction and heavy lifting and the mixing of cement and everything is a career-ending injury, that'd be a bummer. Might have to take Dave's advice, which was let somebody else do it. But I don't want to. The thing about having other people do a project that you've been working on or whatever is they're definitely not going to do it like you want, and you don't want to stand over them trying to tell them how to do it like you want, because that don't work, man. You gotta let people work. You tell them, listen, I need need to fix all that up there, then just let them have at it. Hopefully they have experience and they can get it done. But yeah, the last couple weeks, man, I felt weak. Every day I wake up, can't walk normal. I did have a couple subscriber visits, which I enjoyed the company. Oh, Gator Jake and those guys. And but even then, you know, I had to be careful how I'm walking. I'm walking in slow motion. Got my Goodwill pants on all the time, so there's no restriction of my legs bending in Levi's or whatever. Man, bummer. But maybe it's, you know, the country's way of saying slow down. But, you know, if that's the case, I probably don't agree, because I have never, ever liked being told what to do. I just haven't, that's all. That's why I strived in my career to be the boss, so I could do the telling. But even though that worked great for probably 15, 20 years worth of the career, fact is, there was always someone above me who you would say, what an idiot. I imagine everybody that works out there has had a boss, or has a boss, that you just can't imagine how they got in that position, or how they got to be such a knucklehead, and now they're your boss. Probably happens most often in the military, because I've heard those stories 100 times. But it happens everywhere, and retiring, I looked forward to not having to listen to anybody. Look really forward to being able to say no if I didn't like something. I'm not fucking listening to you. Except my wife. There again, my boss. Only thing is, she can't fire me. So, yeah, so maybe I thought what I'd do in this video is, after this little intro chat, I would just put together some of the clips that I took on these other videos, attempting to make a single video, because, you know, I want to post a video. Some of you guys send messages and stuff, and thank you for your concern. But it's weird. It's like, you know, if I'm not 100% on my body, or at least 95% on my body, my mind, you know, I'm lucky if it pushes 60%. So, you know, and I don't want to make depressing videos. At the same time, I don't want to fake it. I watch a lot of videos where the person on the video is, you know, Mr. Personality or Miss Happy-Go-Lucky or whatever. And I like those videos, you know, but I can't help but feel there's no way they're like that in person, or like that all the time, you know. Where's the video of the guy who is eating and is all happy, and then goes, "What the f is this?" Just blows and knocks the thing off the table. I guess we don't want to see that. You lose followers. or what is it, subscribers. I'm not too too concerned about that. I'd love to have. I suppose if you had thousands and tens of thousands, 100,000s of subscribers, you instills this kind of intrinsic motivation to do more for them. You know, which I've felt a few times as my subscriber base was steadily rising. It's pretty much plateaued out now, but I don't have any content. I mean, my content really is, life as I live it here on the farm. And as much as I have 10 projects in my mind, I can't, right now anyway, over the last 12 days, since the Saturday before last, I can barely walk over and around. And certainly I don't want to, it's a burden to pick up something heavy and put that direct pressure. I tried wrapping it, ricing it, rest, ice compress, elevate, did all that. I know how to take care of my knee in terms of the rehab. But, what I really need is an MRI so I can see if there's actual ligament damage or a meniscus tear or something. And then I can more target the repair, or also see if it actually needs surgical repair. Doesn't feel like it because I'm not getting swelling. If I tore a ligament and it detached or whatever, it would definitely swell my leg. I don't have the swelling that it comes with, with a bad knee injury. A little bit maybe, but what I have is just, 100% instability. I'd hate for it to blow out on me, and that'd be a bummer. So, with that, I hope you enjoy my little side clips here, give you some updates on what's going on. I think my last video I shared there was 3 more snakes I had in the last couple of days. And I went over here, I didn't film it, but I went over there yesterday, I think it was, day before yesterday, in the back, and I was looking for something in the bush, and there was a big old snake there. It was like 2 meters long or whatever, but it was dead, freshly dead, like a rat or something had chewed it. Like, I don't think we have mongoose, but it was I think it was a rat. No, it wasn't a rat snake. But anyway, I took it, I pulled it out of the bushes, and I threw it on the tarp over there, and then within hours it was like gone from whatever eats snakes down there. It wasn't my cats. They checked it out, but they're like, nah. Although, speaking of my cats eating stuff, that last night or whatever, my wife was, hey, they got something down there, so I had my headlamp actually, and I went over there and looked, and they had got a little mouse, field mouse or something, again, and he had already eaten like half of it, like the head and the body and stuff, and he had already thrown it all up, and then he was, a little bit, took a couple steps, and then was just heaving up bile, but again, the other cat was just watching. In the morning, all that was gone. So either they ate it after they did that, or something else came over and ate it. We did chase off another big dog last night when we came home. It's good the cats understand now to stay up on the balcony, or at least on the second floor of the stairs, because there they can look down and watch dogs show up and just go, what, can't get me. But yeah, I hope they don't eat something and die from it. Very bummer. But you know, your pets will die, right? Your cats and your dogs, you might have them for 15 years or something. But at some point, they're going to die before you. Unless you acquire them very late in life. If you're already 80 and you get a brand new puppy, it's probably going to outlive you. And you'll wonder, where the hell did he go? No wind this morning. Sun's up, but all clouds. Last 2 weeks probably since I got injured, really. It's been hot and sunny. Nice. It's cold in the mornings, but sunny, no clouds. Although today it's cool in the morning, but the whole sky is full of clouds, so I'd stay that way. Alright, man. Enjoy the rest of the video. Back at you. Sorry I had to do that. Yeah. So I went out, just got back from, actually we went out to just to eat quitio, eat some soup. At a cool place. It's right in the pond. Pond's about as big as ours, probably. Still haven't done anything on the shop house because of my leg. I swear, man. Now it must be swelling gone down because my leg will make noise as it goes lateral, which is not a good thing. But still, I did a little side job by order of my wife. She's been wanting this over here, but anyway, I used scraps to make it. Basically, you put in these 2 posts and put a metal bar across the top. I just bolted in a piece of metal there, and then I bolted this into the side using, you know, just those metal screws. Good enough. It's supporting it and it supports some of that weight going forward. We moved some of those hanging plants we had over here. We bought these, she just bought these when we went out. We went out to buy a few more plants. These were the kind that were like, you know, 10 for $1 or 10 for $100, whatever. Some different ferns and stuff. Those will probably grow pretty quick. I had those over by the what do you call that? The bamboo house, but brought them over here. And we did buy 3 more. These orchids were, what were they? 3, 4. What were these, Doc? Were these 3 for $100 or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I picked these because they have multiple, you know, multiple births or whatever. Should be able to. And that's that tree stump I pulled out of the other pond. Was up against their tree for a while, but we pulled it out now. Cut back this tree a little bit. And speaking of trees, you know, of course the idea was we're gonna go out and get flowers, flowers, plants and stuff to put underneath the cool shade. I also moved these. I had these 3 over there under where that shade is, getting sunshine and shade, but had to move it. And like I said, the trees, we go over there, get some plants, and well, what do we also bring back? We bring back trees. Actually, these are pretty big. You can see that got a lot of growth going in there, and it was indeed heavy. It's gonna be massive. Big old ass tree. That's like, you know, it's a big tree. I don't know how they tied that in. Let's see. Oh.
some trees I'd rather buy them big, even bigger than this, but that one's pretty big. All right, see? That's a pretty big tree. It's, well, I don't know. That's gonna be, it's gotta be about 15 feet. And this one's probably 12. But I got these also. These ones, you might be familiar with these. When they get old, actually, this is one of those deals where I buy trees, the shade of which I will probably not enjoy, because I won't be able, I'll be dead by the time they get to their, to their big style. But these ones grow, super big and have those kind of like the African plains with those big sweeping canopy shade trees. That's what these are, man. You gotta top them though. You want to top them up here so they don't grow too much like a bean pole, and then they start to. But we got 4 of those, and we already got one going here. This one, it already took hold. It's been growing for a little bit, probably a few months. Those are taking off too. Those are actually that's Kratom, and then they survived. These ones, they just haven't really grown at all since we put the grass in. That's about the same time. I mean, we got a little bit, but I think the guy said the better just to cut all them leaves, all them little branches off, let it grow again. So, well, all right, we can try that. Where's this one at? Yeah. What? How do they do that thing, man? Twisted it a couple times. There you go. This one, if I remember, is a little bit bigger in terms of, the leaves going around. It feels that way too. But yeah. Boom, that's a big one. That's a big one. So yeah. We go out there, get a few plants, come back with a few more trees. Actually, that's 4, 5, 6 trees. Actually, this is a palm. It actually doesn't get hugely big, but I like these palms. I think I might put this one by my fountain over there near the pond. But what all that means is, yeah, a lot more digging. Although I got my post hole digger, although my leg, I don't know if I can support the post hole digger. Dang, man. And then with the post hole digger, I can just go, it's got the big blade on it, so I can just go choo 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 and knock out those trees, no problem. And that palm thing, I don't know about them bigger ones. I can do a starter hole with that post hole, but that thing's gotta be big, man. I don't want those to die. They were like 800 baht. The biggest trees are like 800 baht. The big, you know, ones that spread out for the shade, those are only 100 baht each for the tree. I think it was 300 baht for that one that we have out in front over there. But yeah. Anyway, one thing about trees is that they're kind of like low maintenance. You know, once they get going, they'll take care of themselves. You don't have to worry about it. Some of this other stuff, those little plants we bought, 10 for 100 baht or whatever, we're gonna have to take care of those until they're big and thriving on their own. Actually, ferns, you know, for a long part of the fern's life, you'll have to take care of it. You have to water it and keep it going. You can't just leave it alone. Anyway, let me get busy. I gotta dig some holes, man. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Keep watching. You know, Uncle Craig back at you. The sun's out there blazing. But what I'm gonna do this morning is, and I did a little bit of it yesterday, but you can probably see that, you know, some of you made a comment too, like, you know, hey, you ought to clean that up, blah, blah, blah. You know, when you're in the middle of working, you make messes. That's just the way it is, man. But I took like, I think 6 or 7 pieces of teak out of here, pulled all the nails, which, by the way, I just reminded myself, they're all right in here. So I got to rake up all those nails so I don't run into them in my truck. Anyway, time to improve the appearance of this whole facade here. So I'm going to clean up all that. How, I'm not sure where or what, but I'll figure that out. Get it going. See if I can't get my door in there. And yeah, I'll be better for it. The doors that we bought for that house, that was a couple days ago, so they might be calling today. Maybe they'll call us and see, yo, the doors are finished, I'm on my way, you're gonna drop them off, or can't come down there, can you come and get them? And we'll have to make that ride up, but should be any day. Or today, you know. And the trees, like I said in my earlier video, trees are, you know, still in place. I hope they survive, you know. Like I said, they, you know, when we bought these trees, they were really growed into the ground almost. Even though they were by themselves, they were growed into the ground where they sat on at the nursery. So, you know, that taproot or whatever for the trees that have taproot, that taproot was down in there, and they just cut that taproot right off. Which probably, you know, it sounds like if you cut the taproot off, you're cutting off the main source of, you know, food and energy. But I don't know. I hope they survive. We'll see. All right, man. Well, let me get back at that mess, and I'll get back at you. Back at you. Well, the trees are in place as predicted. Wasn't easy though. I don't like digging holes, man. Well, I did clean up my the front area of my shop from all that wood, and got rid of all that. Actually, you can see the doors are up there. They're just leaning up against there for now. Got these big old door handles. Just want to see how they look. I made another lentil, poured another lentil right there so I can put it up on the top. And
Yeah. Oh, there's a funny story. So my pickaxe, yeah, I made some of the wood that I really couldn't use. I made a burn pile right here, and I, just burned it all up, man. And then I burned it all up, and then after it was done, some of it had little brackets and stuff, so I would rake up the metal debris to, get rid of that. And all of a sudden, my pickaxe head showed up. I'm like, what? So, yeah, I burned my pickaxe handle. I don't know how that happened, man. But I actually wound up, I don't know if you can see it in the other video, but I wound up redoing the window over there. After I got the level, I used actually spray foam, construction foam, around the outside this time to make that happen. But yeah, doors are kind of cool. Elephants. But of course, when I went there, I explained, actually I wanted the dark finish that was matte, and went and picked it up. It was all wrapped up, and I ripped the paper open just to look, and I could see it's that lighter color, orangey kind of finish. It wasn't lost in translation. I think she just set out those boys to, hey man, I need 2 of these doors, let's go. And most of the furniture and along the roads and stuff is like that, that color. But I didn't want that color. I wanted it darker, to go with how we're going to do the outside of the house and all that. But whatever, deal with it. Yeah. And how's your garden grow? It's looking pretty good. Brought in a whole bunch of these pieces of wood from over there I was talking about. All these extra pieces of wood, big old ones and stuff, to incorporate them into Dot's little magical garden over here. But yeah. All right, man. Next video. I'll see you then. Back at you.